Let's start with a simple truth. In chess, not all sacrifices are created equal. Some happen because your opponent made a mistake. Others happen because you set the perfect trap. That's exactly what's going on in two of the boldest opening attacks out there, the fried liver attack and the Alien Gambit. Both share one electrifying idea, a white knight diving straight onto the f7 square, right where the black king sleeps, guarded by no one else. That's the Achilles heel of black's position, and both openings go straight for it. The fried liver is a classic ambush that comes from the Italian game, specifically from the line called the two knights defense. White starts with a pawn in the center on e4, and black mirrors with their own pawn to e5. White's knight comes out to f3, attacking that central pawn, and black defends it by bringing their knight to c6. Then white's bishop develops to c4, aiming straight at the weak f7 square. Black brings their other knight out to f6, and now white jumps the knight to g5, immediately threatening that pawn on f7. At this point, black usually pushes a pawn to d5, trying to chase away white's bishop and challenge the center. White captures that pawn, and now comes the key moment. If black takes back with the knight, that's the mistake. White strikes instantly. The knight dives onto f7, sacrificing itself to rip open the position around the black king. If black captures that knight, white's queen immediately checks the king. The king has to step out into the center, and then white's other knight and bishop spring into action. The result? The black king is stuck in the open, unable to castle, while white's pieces come flying out one after another. But this whole attack only works if black takes back with the knight on d5. Strong players know the correct defense. Instead of that capture, black should move the knight to a5. It looks strange, but it keeps the king safe and completely avoids the trap. So the fried liver isn't something you can play every game. It's a punishment, a weapon you use only if your opponent slips up. Now, let's go somewhere much wilder. The Alien Gambit begins in the usually calm Caro-Kann defense, but it quickly explodes into chaos. It starts when white opens with a pawn to e4, and black responds with a pawn to c6, a solid, reliable setup. White pushes another pawn to d4, and black challenges it with a pawn to d5. Then white's knight jumps to c3, and black captures the center pawn. White recaptures with the knight, and black develops their own knight to f6. And here's where things start to get strange. Instead of retreating or playing calmly, white's knight jumps forward again, right to g5, staring straight at f7. Black usually tries to chase it with a pawn to h6, but white doesn't back down. The knight sacrifices itself on f7, luring the black king out. When the king takes the knight, white calmly brings the other knight to f3, and suddenly all of white's pieces are ready to attack. The bishop checks, the king's rook comes to the center, the queen joins in, and before long, the exposed black king is under fire. It's wild, it's aggressive, and it's not technically sound. If black knows how to defend, developing calmly, blocking checks, and trading pieces, they can end up clearly ahead. But in a fast online game or a blitz battle, it's terrifying to face. One inaccurate move, and the position collapses. Both the fried liver and the Alien Gambit revolve around the same shocking moment, that knight sacrifice on f7. Both aim to drag the black king into the open, but they're built on completely different philosophies. The fried liver is precise. It's a punishment for a mistake in a well-known opening. The Alien Gambit is pure chaos. It throws caution to the wind and counts on the opponent cracking under pressure. One is the chess equivalent of a scalpel, sharp, calculated, and deadly when timed right. The other is a flamethrower, messy, dangerous, and explosive. Two openings, one sacrifice. Same target, the king on f7. The fried liver is about punishing carelessness. The Alien Gambit is about creating confusion. Try them both. Just remember, sharp openings cut both ways. And if you've got your own favorite ambush, drop it in the comments. Until next time, stay sharp and keep attacking.